Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Amrit Kal gives us opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India. Inaugurate Centenary year celebrations of Malayalam daily Matrabumi. 14th Annual India-Japan Summit to be held tomorrow to advance partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. Indian Embassy in Ukraine issues fresh advisory for citizens, shares new contact details for assistance. Over 180 crore 97 lakh doses of corona vaccine administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.73%. In Tamil Nadu, Finance Minister PTR Palanivel Thiagarajan presents budget for 2022-23, allocates over 4,100 crore rupees for waiver of farm loans, jewellery loans and loans of the self-help groups. In Manipur, Kuki People's Alliance extends unconditional support to the Bharatiya Janata Party in formation of the new government. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra and actor R. Madhavan inaugurate the Media and Entertainment Fortnight at the India Pavilion in Dubai Expo 2020 today. Festival of Colours Holi is being celebrated throughout the country. And in All England Badminton Championship, Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen cruises into the semi-finals in the men's singles, and Tresha Jolly and Gayatri Gopichan also moves into the semi-finals in the women's doubles event. As we start the bulletin, we appeal to our listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 by following these 4 simple steps. Get fully vaccinated, wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the year-long celebrations of the centenary year of Malayalam daily Matrabumi through video conferencing. Speaking at the function, the Prime Minister paid tribute to all the leading personalities in the journey of the newspaper and said that the paper was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and was born to strengthen India's freedom struggle. The Prime Minister said that people of this generation did not get an opportunity to sacrifice their lives during the freedom struggle, but this Amrit Kal gives us the opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India.
If Matrabumi was born during India's freedom movement, the centenary celebrations are taking place when India is making Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We did not have the opportunity to sacrifice our lives during the freedom struggle or for Swaraj. However, this Amrit Kal gives us the opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India. For any nation to develop, making good policy is one aspect, but to enable the policies to succeed and to ensure that large-scale transformation takes place, active participation from all walks of society is needed.
The Prime Minister said the media has played a very encouraging role in popularizing yoga, fitness and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. The Prime Minister suggested media can amplify the efforts of highlighting the lesser-known events of the freedom struggle and unsung freedom fighters and places associated with the struggle. Exhorting Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Prime Minister said, powered by India's talented youth, our nation is moving towards Atmanirbharta or self-reliance.
Today's day and age, the world has many expectations from India. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit our shores, it was speculated that India would not be able to manage things well. The people of India proved these critics wrong. We used the last 2 years to improve the health of our society and the health of our economy. For 2 years, 80 crore people got access to free ration. 180 crore doses of vaccines have been administered in a time when many nations are unable to overcome vaccine hesitancy. The people of India have shown the way. Powered by India's talented youth, our nation is moving towards Atmanirbharta or self-reliance.
Mr. Modi said it has helped the youth of India to move towards self-reliance. The Prime Minister said the core of this principle is to make India an economic powerhouse that caters to domestic and global needs.
At the core of this principle is to make India an economic powerhouse that caters to domestic and global needs. Unprecedented reforms were brought in which will boost economic progress. Production-linked incentive schemes were introduced in different sectors to encourage local enterprise. India's startup ecosystem has never been more vibrant. Youngsters from Tier 2, Tier 3 towns and even villages are doing excellent work.
Talking about PM Gati Shakti, Mr. Modi said it is going to make infra creation and governance more seamless. The Prime Minister further said government is actively working to ensure every village of India has high-speed internet connectivity. The 14th India-Japan Annual Summit will be held tomorrow. At the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida will be undertaking an official two-day visit to New Delhi beginning tomorrow for the annual summit. Briefing media in New Delhi, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said this will be the first meeting between the two leaders. He said India-Japan have multifaceted cooperation within the ambit of the Special Strategic Global Partnership. The summit will provide an opportunity for both sides to review and strengthen bilateral cooperation in diverse areas, as well as exchange views on regional and global issues of mutual interest so as to advance partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and beyond.
The Indian Embassy in Ukraine has issued an advisory today for the Indians in the war-torn country. It said the Embassy of India continues to function and can be contacted through email cons1.kyiv@mea.gov.in. The embassy in the advisory said 24/7 helpline numbers are functional on WhatsApp for assistance. The numbers are +3809 3355 9958 +91 920 5290802 and +91 74280 22564. The Centre has advised all states and union territories to focus on aggressive and sustained genome sequencing and intensified surveillance and keep an overall vigil on the COVID-19 situation. It has asked to observe all precautions and not let the guard down while resuming the economic and social activities. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written a letter to Chief Secretaries and Administrators of all states and UTs in this regard. He said resurgence has been observed in COVID-19 cases across Southeast Asia and some countries of Europe. Mr. Bhushan emphasized that there should be continued focus on the five-fold strategy: test, track, treat, vaccination and adherence to COVID-appropriate behavior.
More than 180 crore 97 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Minister said more than 15,77,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, a total of 2,528 new cases were reported in the country. The recovery rate is currently at 98.73%. The Minister said a total of 3,997 people have recovered in the last 24 hours and the total recoveries touched over 4 crore 24 lakh and 58,000. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra and actor R. Madhavan today inaugurated the Media and Entertainment Fortnight at the India Pavilion in Dubai Expo 2020. In an interview with Doordarshan, Mr. Chandra said the idea of the Media and Entertainment Fortnight being organized by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry is to showcase India's prowess in the sector and promote global collaborations and attract investments.
दुबई एक्सपो विश्व का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण एक्सपो है। यहाँ पर 192 कंट्रीज रिप्रेजेंटेड हैं, सबने अपने स्टॉल लगाए हुए हैं और ये एक्सपो अब 31 मार्च को खत्म होने वाला है। परंतु आखिरी के अंदर मीडिया एंड एंटरटेनमेंट सेक्टर का इंडिया का शोकेस हमने इस फोर्टनाइट में किया है, क्योंकि मीडिया एंटरटेनमेंट सबसे विजिबल और सबसे कलरफुल सेक्टर है भारत का। आज होली के दिवस पे हमने इस मीडिया एंटरटेनमेंट फोर्टनाइट का यहाँ पर उद्घाटन किया है।
In a roundtable discussions organized at the India Pavilion on the topic of collaborating for animation, visual effects, gaming and comics, AVGC, content creation with India, Mr. Chandra highlighted the opportunities in the AVGC sector in India. He also added that the Indian media and entertainment industry is one of the fastest growing and the most visible in the world.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will attend the Central Reserve Police Force CRPF's 83rd Raising Day Parade in Jammu tomorrow. This is for the first time that the CRPF's Raising Day Parade is going to be held outside New Delhi. Following the parade, the Home Minister is scheduled to chair a high-level security review meeting to be participated by the top brass of police, army, paramilitary forces and intelligence agencies. Tamil Nadu Finance Minister PTR Palanivel Thiagarajan presented the state budget to the Assembly today, saying the revenue deficit will be reduced by 7,000 crore rupees from the estimated figure next year. He expressed confidence that the fiscal deficit will also see a reduction from 4.61% last year to 3.8%, despite the challenges like COVID-19 pandemic. He, however, cautioned that the ongoing Ukraine crisis may cause an impact on the economy by affecting demand shocks and supply disruptions. The state revenue expenditure is estimated at more than 2,84,000 crore rupees next financial year, whereas the capital expenditure is pegged at about 43,000 crore rupees. Referring to law and order issues that arise due to fake news in social media, he said special social media monitoring cells would be set up. 18,000 classrooms for schools are set to be built. Book fairs in all districts and modernizing libraries and skill development schemes are some of the other announcements that were made in the budget. More from our correspondent.
In the Holy Day paperless e-budget, which is the first for Mr. Palanivel Thiagarajan for the whole year, a demand has been made to extend the GST compensation regime for 2 more years, as it draws to a close in July this year. Over 4,100 crore rupees has been allocated for the waiver of farm loans, jewelry loans and the loans of self-help groups. The food subsidy for next year is pegged at 7,500 crore rupees. To take care of the abandoned and injured pet and stray animals, a new scheme has been announced with the provision of 20 crore rupees, which will be implemented through NGOs. A Green Climate Change Fund has been instituted. All the girl students who studied in government schools and pursue higher education will be given 1,000 rupees per month till they complete the course. The outstanding debt for the state is put at about 6,53,350 crore rupees. The principal opposition AIADMK boycotted today's budget presentation. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
The week-long budget session of the 13th Nagaland Legislative Assembly will commence from tomorrow. The business will commence with the customary address of the Governor, followed by obituary reference to the passing away of the former legislators. Election of Deputy Speaker of the House will also be held. Chief Minister Nephew Ryu, who also hosts the finance portfolio, will present the budget for 2022-23 on March 22nd. In Kerala, 4 construction workers were killed when earth caved in at a construction site at the Special Economic Zone at Calamasseri in Kochi this afternoon. All those killed in the mishap were migrant workers hailing from West Bengal. 2 workers rescued from the accident site have been admitted to the Ernakulam Medical College Hospital. Search is on for another person who is believed to be trapped underneath.
In Manipur, the Kuki People's Alliance KPA, which got 2 seats in the recently concluded general elections, has extended unconditional support to Bharatiya Janata Party BJP in the formation of a new government in the state. KPA President Tongmang Haokip, along with 2 newly elected MLAs, submitted their letter of support to the Governor Laganesan at Raj Bhavan in Imphal today. The BJP today announced its candidates for biennial Rajya Sabha elections from Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Tripura. The party has fielded Pabitra Margarita from Assam, Dr. Sikandra Kumar from Himachal Pradesh, Mrs. S. Phangnon Konyak from Nagaland and Professor Dr. Manik Saha from Tripura. Biennial Rajya Sabha election is scheduled to be held for 5 seats of Punjab, 3 seats of Kerala, 2 seats of Assam and 1 seat each in Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Tripura on 31st of this month. Nominations can be filed till 21st of March. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Amrit Kal gives us opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India. Inaugurate Centenary year celebrations of Malayalam daily Matrabumi. 14th Annual India-Japan Summit to be held tomorrow to advance partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in Indo-Pacific region. Indian Embassy in Ukraine issue fresh advisory for citizens, shares new contact details for assistance. Over 180 crore 97 lakh doses of corona vaccine administered in the country under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.73%. In Tamil Nadu, Finance Minister PTR Palanivel Thiagarajan presents budget for 2022-23, allocates over 4,100 crore rupees for waiver of farm loans, jewelry loans and loans of self-help groups. In Manipur, Kuki People's Alliance extends unconditional support to Bharatiya Janata Party in formation of new government. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra and actor R. Madhavan inaugurate the Media and Entertainment Fortnight at the India Pavilion in Dubai Expo 2020 today. Festival of Colours Holi is being celebrated throughout the country, and in All England Badminton Championship, Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen cruises into semi-final in men's singles, and Tressa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand also moves into semi-final in women's doubles event. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
Welcome back. You are tuned to the evening news on All India Radio. The Festival of Colours Holi is being celebrated throughout the country today. Holi signifies the victory of good over evil and marks the onset of spring season. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today celebrated Holi with school children and secretariat staff at the Uparashtrapati Niwas. Children from 4 Delhi schools visited the Vice President's residence and greeted him on the occasion of Holi. The Vice President was delighted when the enthusiastic children recited patriotic poems. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted people on the occasion. The Prime Minister expressed the hope that the Festival of Colours will bring happiness in everyone's life. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On the 18th of March 1919, the British government passed the Rowlatt Act, which gave powers to the police to arrest any person without any reason. The formal name of this legislation was Anarchy and Revolutionary Crimes Act of 1919.
The Act gave immense power to the colonial administration. Anyone suspected of nationalistic activities could be arrested for 2 years without a trial. The freedom fighters called the act the Black Act, and it triggered outrage across the nation. Gandhiji called for satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act on the 6th of April 1919. The British administration came down heavily upon the people, and on the 13th of April 1919, Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in Amritsar.
The violence and bloodshed sparked by the Rowlatt Act drew Mahatma Gandhi into the vortex of the freedom movement, and he launched the non-cooperation movement in 1920, opening a new chapter in India's fight for freedom.
We also remember Indian National Army's Colonel Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon, who was born on the 18th of March 1914 near Amritsar, Punjab. Dhillon, along with other soldiers of the Indian National Army, General Shahnawaz Khan and Colonel Prem Kumar Sehgal, was charged with treason and waging war against the British Empire.
Dhillon joined the INA after the fall of Singapore to the Japanese in February 1942. When Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose took command of Azad Hind Fauj in 1944, Dhillon was made the commander of the Nehru Brigade. He was assigned the task of holding the Irrawaddy River in Burma. On 12th of February 1945, the INA defences along Irrawaddy were bombed by the Allied aircraft. Under severe bombardment and assault, the INA nevertheless managed to hold Irrawaddy. The other assault by the British opposite Nongju using motorboats was also repelled by the INA. However, INA could not hold for long in the face of sustained assault, and Dhillon had to eventually withdraw to Paghang.
Dhillon again was given the task of checking the Allied forces' advance to Chowk Padang. Dhillon and his soldiers offered the strongest resistance against the British attacks. However, in April 1945, under furious assault from the British tanks and armoured vehicles, INA had to withdraw to Magwe.
As the INA trials of Dhillon, Shahnawaz and Prem Sehgal started, the naval ratings mutiny broke out. The armed forces, which the British used to enforce their authority over India, turned against them. On January the 4th, 1946, Dhillon was released along with Shahnawaz and Prem Sehgal after a long trial. Post his release, Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon spent his life at Shivpuri in Madhya Pradesh, where he passed away peacefully on February the 6th, 2006. We salute the great nationalist.
भेंट तुम्हारी ये जीवन हो मर मिटने के लिए मगन हो.
We also remember freedom fighter Kunji Lal Dubey, who was born on the 18th of March 1896 in the Narsinghpur district of Madhya Pradesh. Kunji Lal was influenced by freedom fighters Madan Mohan Malviya and N.C. Kelkar when he was studying law in Allahabad University.
Kunji Lal became a member of All India Congress Committee in 1937 and was the secretary of the reception committee during the 1939 Tripuri session of the Congress. In 1941, he was selected for the Satyagraha by Mahatma Gandhi, but was detained by the police and was sentenced to nearly 1 year of imprisonment. On his release in 1942, he participated in the Quit India movement and was jailed again, this time for a period of 2 years. In 1946, he was elected from Jabalpur in the assembly elections.
Post-independence, Kunji Lal Dubey was actively involved in politics and was selected to be the first Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Madhya Pradesh. AIR News salutes the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The Department of Telecommunications under the Ministry of Communications and the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, CTO, organized an online event. India is a member country of the CTO, which comprises 33 countries as its members. In the event, the success stories of Aadhaar and Unified Payment Interface UPI system, which are significant elements of Digital India program, were shared with representatives of CTO member countries. The Senior National Weightlifting Championship 2021-22 for men and women will be held at Bhubaneswar in Odisha from tomorrow till 31st of this month. Railway Sports Promotion Board, the sports arm of the Indian Railways, has sent a strong contingent from the Indian Railways in this championship. Indian Railways men team has been winners in the National Weightlifting Championships continuously for the last 4 years, and Railways women team have been winners in the last 2 national championships. The Ministry of Railways said it is also a matter of records that Indian Railways sportspersons have played an excellent role in bringing laurels to the country at the international platforms.
In badminton, Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen entered the semi-finals of the All England Open Badminton Championship courtesy of a walkover on day 3 today. While Indian duo Trisa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichan, the debutantes, defeated Korean second seed Lee Shohee Shin by 21-15, 22-20, 21-14 in round 2 and also reached the semi-finals. And in ICC Women's ODI World Cup in New Zealand, India will face Australia tomorrow in Auckland. So far, India have played 4 matches, won 2 and lost 2. The match will start at 6:30 a.m. IST. All India Radio will broadcast running commentary of the match.
India has extended a $1 billion concessional credit facility to Sri Lanka. The signing ceremony took place in Delhi yesterday in the presence of visiting Sri Lankan Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jayashankar among others. This will be used for importing food, medicine and other essential items from India. Finland has been named the world's happiest country for the 5th year running in an annual UN-sponsored index that again ranked Afghanistan as the unhappiest, followed closely by Lebanon. Serbia, Bulgaria and Romania recorded the biggest boosts in well-being. The largest falls in the World Happiness Table, released today, came in Lebanon, Venezuela and Afghanistan. The World Happiness Report, now in its 10th year, is based on people's own assessment of their happiness as well as economic and social data.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 20 and 36 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 22 and 34 degrees. Chennai is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 25, maximum around 36 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. Leh is likely to have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad will have thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature will be 16, maximum around 30 degrees. Visakhapatnam will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Hyderabad will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Bengaluru will have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature will be around 20, maximum around 32 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Amrit Kal gives us opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India. Inaugurates Centenary year celebrations of Malayalam daily Matrabumi. 14th Annual India-Japan Summit to be held tomorrow to advance partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. Indian Embassy in Ukraine issues fresh advisory for citizens, shares new contact details for assistance. Over 180 crore 97 lakh doses of corona vaccine administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.73%. In Tamil Nadu, Finance Minister P.T.R. Palanivel Thiagarajan presents the budget for 2022-23, allocates over 4,100 crore rupees for waiver of farm loans, jewellery loans and loans of the self-help groups. In Manipur, Kuki People's Alliance extends unconditional support to Bharatiya Janata Party in formation of the new government. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra and actor R. Madhavan inaugurate the Media and Entertainment Fortnight at the India Pavilion in Dubai Expo 2020 today. Festival of Colours Holi is being celebrated throughout the country, and in All England Badminton Championship, Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen cruises into the semi-finals in the men's singles, and Trisa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichan also moves into the semi-final in the women's doubles event. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.